If you are in B2B land and you are looking for a sign to start a podcast, this is your sign. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it by the end of this video, exactly what to do, who to invite on the podcast, how to accomplish this. No links, no articles, no sales pitch or anything. Just check this out. So, B2B environment, here's what I would do. First off, find the best person that would be a host of the show. It could be the owner, it could be a sales guy who's really good at chatting people up, it could be the marketing person. Find someone who's really good at that aspect of it and ask them to be the host of the podcast. Okay. You're going to brand the crap out of this because it's going to help in the long run. And then what I would do is go through your sales department and find the people you want to do business with. Who are the decision makers in the business that you're looking for, and invite those people onto the podcast. Ask them to talk about themselves, talk about their business, talk about their accomplishments and what they've done in the industry. Let them talk about themselves. They're going to love it. Everyone's going to want to be on the podcast because of it, because it's free advertising for them. Then they're going to go home and they're going to share it with their friends who also are going to be in the industry. Remember, meanwhile, your branding is all over this stuff, right? So then you take that podcast, the long form podcast, you run that at scale in different places, YouTube, your email campaign, wherever you want to do, newsletter, include that in your newsletters. And then the most important part is take that content, split it up into as many small short form pieces of content as you can, 15 seconds here and there, as many as you can create, and deploy that at scale across all your marketing systems, all your social media, your retargeting systems, all those places you want to do that. Then overnight, you're going to become a thought leader in your industry by simply inviting other thought leaders onto the industry. This is not a new tactic. I am not a genius. I just pay attention. There are plenty of podcasts who have created the same system. There are people who are famous for simply inviting famous people onto their podcast. It is a proven system that works, and there's no reason why a B2B company shouldn't be doing the same thing. Be agile, try it out, be flexible about it. You would be amazed at what this could do for you. If an 18-year-old can get millionaires onto their podcast and become a millionaire herself simply by inviting these people on, there's no reason why a B2B company can't do it better. So if that was helpful, please let me know. Full disclosure, I am looking for a job. So if you're looking for someone to run the podcast, I would be happy to do so. If you have questions about it, if you want advice at all, let me know. I'd be love to answer some questions in the comments. And hopefully this is helpful, and we'll see you next time. I'm sure by now you guys have seen the Stanley Cup story going around where they went from 75 to $750 million in revenue by simply shifting gears and paying attention to the female audience. Uh, Great story. A lot of lessons you can draw from that. There's a post going around that is really interesting about your audience or stuff. But I think the big takeaway for me is why it's so important to be, like, as a business owner, to be embedded, at least paying attention to what's happening on all these social media sites. All right, Stanley Cup's a great example of this because I think Stanley could have done this sooner had they been paying attention, because there are several cup brands out there that have created an entire, their entire ecosystem is built off just the female audience. Those, like, fancy little colorful cups, like, my wife's in love with those things. And if Stanley had been paying attention, they probably could have done it faster. Now, kudos to them for shifting quickly, because they did a good job on that. And there's obvious proof, right? Like the Target riots basically over these red cups that were going for Valentine's Day. But it's a really good lesson for a lot of business owners to pay attention to do is paying TikTok is not inherently a bad thing. go spend some time on there, because if you go into it with an open mind, not just TikTok, all social media, right? If you go into it with an open mind and you're really paying attention to the consumers, a lot of doors could open up.